Welcome back to Gotchu Gotchu. My name's Joseph. On my right.
Serena.
Yeah.
Why do you sound so sleepy?
Do you know why? Last night, I think I was sick a little bit.
What? Are you still sick?
I don't think so.
What do you mean sick?
Last night, like a little chills.
That's not good.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think I got better.
You think or you know?
I think.
Sorry.
If you get sick because of me.
Bro, I would be so upset. I have way too many things to do to be sick right now. I'd be so upset.
If you can keep like a social distance or something.
Not really though. Like we only have this much space.
Yeah, anyway. Last week, you were absent.
Right. I was absent.
Mm-hmm.
That was a chaotic week. When did I text you? Thursday?
I don't know.
Was my brother? Oh yeah. I was absent because I was busy. I had things to do.
Your brother came
My
all the way from
brother came
California,
on
right?
Thursday. He visited me. Yes. He was home for a week, so he left just yesterday.
Oh, he left yesterday?
Uh-huh. I just went home, ate some food. We went out, hung out with friends. But the day before that, I got into a car accident.
Oh.
Wait,
The
was
day
it the day
before
after that?
your brother came?
Yeah. Because it was so not my fault. So I was turning left onto Washtenaw, Main Street. I just turned on. I was going 25 miles an hour. Big red pickup truck slams into the back of my car on the passenger seat, thankfully, so nothing really happened, and I was going slow. It was almost like a slow motion crash. I think it's because I just turned on and he already looked left and right and he was like, oh, I'm clear, and then he turned and that was right into me. But to someone just watching it, I was like, oh, this guy straight up just T-boned me. And we blocked all the traffic behind, and I just my reaction when I heard myself get hit, I didn't even react. I was just like, okay, here we go. I was just so annoyed. And I got out of the car in the middle of the road, and people are behind me were like, you gotta get off the road into that parking lot if you got into a crash. I'm like, suck my dick. I hate you. I'm just trying to get to class.
Oh, you were heading to class?
Yeah. And we pull into the parking lot, whatever. This fucking...
How old was he?
Old.
Oh.
He was so old. He had holes and stains in his shirt. He was kind of fat. Because my dad, when I told him, my dad was like, did he look like he had money? I'm like, no. I'm like, that's bad news for our insurance. For sure. And the whole time, this dude is obviously I'm a young girl. He sees that I'm a young girl. And he's standing by my car the entire time while we wait for the police to come. And it's he wasn't he gave me all his information and everything. Clearly it was his fault. But he was like, I wasn't doing anything illegal. But he kind of did, because I don't know, traffic rules, when you turn, you're supposed to turn into the lane that's closest to you. But he didn't. He turned into the further lane, if it's a 2-lane.
Oh,
road.
wait, so you were turning left?
I was turning left. I turned left into the closest lane to me, so left side. And he was turning right, and he turned into my lane.
Turning left? And then he was turning this way?
Yeah.
Oh,
and he should have just gone into the lane closest to him, but he turned into my lane. I know this because I got a ticket for doing that once. My first car crash, actually. I've had 3 now.
Wow.
But anyways, yeah, the police come, and I was trying to find my insurance, and I'm like, I've done this before, but I always forget how it goes. And then this guy that crashed into me, he's like, oh, hi, that's funny. And then he touches my arm. I'm like, get away from me. You have only been an inconvenience to me. And it's the thing about a car crash, especially if it's that mild, is all you are, like, all this is a waste of my time, because it's like, my car is still drivable, but it's kind of ugly, but I know that I'm going to have to get it fixed eventually. And that's what happened. Like, the next day I had to drive an hour away to, like, drop my car off. And so, like, that's, like, plus some traffic change. That's, like, 3 hours out of my day that I took to drop my car off, get my rental, come back, and, like, then I still have school. I still have, like, classes and stuff. This old man probably just, like, goes home and, like, watches TV. Like, it's just such an inconvenience. That's how my week started last.
So, are you gonna get your car back, or is it totaled?
It was just a dent, like only two panels, and because this guy was so, like, almost, like, delusional, and, like, because his car was so much bigger than mine, he thought that he just, like, scratched me. And so he was like, I don't think I hit you, like, let's just check in the parking lot, but, like, I think we're good. And he's like, and he sees how big the dent is, and so clearly this guy is just, like, has no idea he has no awareness when he's driving. But I think it'll take a couple weeks to get fixed, but I have a rental, so it's, like, fine. But I miss my car.
Oh, but the old dude is paying for everything, right?
Well, Michigan's no fault, so...
Oh, I heard about that. Right?
So we still have to pay, but... because it's no fault, but, like, fault is still taken into consideration. Like, insurance, your deductible, our insurance at least, like, if it's not your fault, they won't make you pay the deductible, so that's, like, $1,000, and then all this whatever stuff I don't really understand. But my dad was like, my end goal with all this is to profit off this crash. And that's if, like, you find a company outside of the insurance to fix your car, you have the insurance deposit the money straight into your account, and you only give that company enough money that they need, and you just keep the rest, kind of thing. But it's a whole lot of work. It'd be so much easier if I just had not gotten it in the first place, right?
Wow. So how'd you pick up your brother, and how'd you drive him around when you came here?
My rental.
Oh, yeah, you had your rental.
Yeah, but I don't really like it because it's an automatic car, so it's boring. And it's so long. You see how long it was? It takes up a lot of space.
I don't know.
Like, I can't really parallel park well in it. I think we did.
That was your car crash, right? The whole thing.
Yeah.
And then you said something about changing majors now.
Oh, is that what we're talking about?
Yeah.
So the title of this video, according to the title of this video, I'm gonna show you. So I'm Chinese, and I have immigrant parents. Do you have immigrant parents, right?
But they don't live here.
Oh yeah, they're not immigrants. They're just parents. Okay, so my parents are living in America. So they have these ideals, though. Growing up, they grew up in China. And so I was a CS major. I am currently in engineering. And I'm going to show you what's the title of this again?
Disgrace To My Bloodline.
Oh, yeah. How to disgrace your bloodline. It's such a dramatic thing. Sound like Mulan. But, like, basically, I don't want to be an engineer, and so I'm switching to kinesiology, and I just submitted my application today, and my parents were not happy about it.
Like, both of your parents, or just your dad?
Well, my dad especially, but my mom was like, I'll support you, whatever, but, like, just think about it a little more. And my dad was like, you're not going to get a job, no one's going to want you, you're going to live on the streets, like, you're useless now that you aren't a CS major. Basically, this whole conversation, and then, actually, what prompted, so there was a whole initial conversation about me switching majors, and that was like 2 hours long, and it was just a bunch of back and forth, but, like, at the end of the conversation, it's like I still can do what I want to do, and, like, they at the end of the day can't stop me if that's what I really want to do. But then on Sunday, my brother and I and some friends went shopping at Somerset, and so my brother has these, like, Ray-Bans. They're like 220 or something, like average for Ray-Bans, and he wears them all the time. But he brought them to the mall, and as we were leaving the mall, we lost them. Well, he realized he didn't have them.
Mm-hmm.
And so we had to turn around. This was after we had looked for our car for 30 minutes because we lost our car. And after we finally found the car, he realized he didn't have the glasses, so we had to turn around.
Mm-hmm.
And we looked and backtraced all of our steps. And didn't find them, obviously, because someone stole them. Like, I would steal them too. And since he makes money now as a software engineer, he just went to Sunglasses Hut and bought a new pair, the exact same pair. But it was like buy one get one 50% off. So he was like, "Can you get like you should get a pair to make me feel better that I just did this." And I was like, "Well, I've never wanted an expensive pair of sunglasses because." The trauma that my siblings have experienced because they've lost so many of their own nice pairs, I'm like, I just don't want to deal with that. But I was like, if it's now or never. Like, it felt like that was the perfect opportunity. But I used my credit card because my brother didn't want it to look sus to our parents, and I was like, whatever. And then my dad texted me and he was like, "Are these your transaction?" I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "You're a student who doesn't make any money. Like, why do you think you can buy something like sunglasses for like," it was like $95 because it was half off. And I'm not gonna like throw my brother on the bus. Like, I don't care that much. And I sent my dad like he went on about like, you expect us to pay for this, blah blah blah. And I sent him the shrugging like shoulder shrug emoji. And then he just went off about like, you do everything you want but you don't do anything that we want and all this stuff, and like, you don't have any money, you don't have a job, and I don't think you're going to be able to get a job now that you're not a CS major, so like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know, I'll pay you back eventually. And he's like, when? And I'm like, soon. Because like, clearly this is not a conversation that's reasonable. And whatever, like, he basically ended the conversation with like, I expect you to take care of your credit card bills for the next upcoming cycle and everything. Please be prepared, and if you aren't, your credit score will be ruined. You know what that means, right? And I was like, sure. Do I know what a credit score is?
Do you know what it means?
Kind of. I mean, yes, I understand the concept of it. Do I know what a good credit score is? It was like 730.
Yeah, like, I think the max is like 8. Is it 850 or 950?
Don't ask me. I don't know. Like, I understand I could know more about finances and taking care of my money. But on the other hand, he was clearly projecting that he wasn't happy I wasn't an engineer anymore and just like wanted to provoke some emotion out of me. And he was upset. I'm like, I'm not involving myself in this conversation. All because I bought a pair of $95 sunglasses that I wasn't even gonna get in the first place.
Wait, so why didn't your brother pay for that?
Well, because it's like he had to pay for his, which are $220, and it's like, why are you buying $350 worth of sunglasses? And it would have shown up as 2 transactions on his, so it would have been $220 and then $100 from the same store, and it's just like a little.
Wait, doesn't he have like his own credit card though?
Yeah, but my parents can still see all that.
Oh, actually?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, when I get older and like have my own job, I don't think I would want that. But yeah, my brother is just more like, he doesn't really care.
So you told your dad that you were gonna switch major before your brother came.
No, after. Well, actually, I told my mom first. I told her over the phone. I gave her a little preview, and I'm like, "Don't tell Dad until I come home this weekend."
Oh, but he knew about it.
No, but then my mom was talking to my brother, and then she let it slip out, and he was like on the side, and he was like, "She's doing what? It better not be some stupid major like business."
Why is he so against business?
He's so against business. Like, my sister was in Ross, she did business, and like he's never once been like, yeah, I'm glad she did that. It's always been like, your sister, don't be like your sister and her major.
Wait, is your sister, what did your sister go here?
Yeah.
Oh, when? Like, long time ago.
She graduated when did she 2015? No, it should be like 2013. 14 or something.
Oh, way back.
Yeah. Yeah, I was barely a child.
Mm. So
I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore.
so your dad found out after your brother came,
Yeah.
and then he bought us sunglasses. Him and you bought us sunglasses, and then okay, got you. Did you talk about with your brother about changing major?
Yeah, I talked to him like he was the first person I kind of talked to. And I was like, I know this is not going to be received well. And he's like, I think that our parents will be more accepting than you expect them to. But this is exactly what I expected. And I think it's because, well, one, my brother never had to, like, he always did what they wanted because he actually kind of likes CS. And he also doesn't go to Michigan, so Michigan CS is really hard. But also, like, he's a dude.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like, this goes back to, like, Chinese culture and a lot of other cultures of, like, we had the one child policy up until so recently. Like, we are not that advanced in this sense. And so, yeah, like, my dad obviously favors my brother in a lot of senses. And so it's like, I'm the last child, I'm the female. The first daughter already did business. Like, I have to have the second daughter do something better, whatever. So, I don't know. This is all just me speculating. I'm never going to actually, like, ask him. Because he's never going to give me a straight answer.
So, after your sister got the business degree, I think it could be useful in some ways, no?
Well, obviously it is useful, but it's not useful in the ways that, like, Asian parents want it to be useful. Where you're, like, science or math. They think those are the only things that are useful and, like, marketable and, like, people want to hire. Business is like, what is business? Learning how to talk, you know?
Oh, that's true.
You're not doing any, like, concrete learning. It's all just softer skills, and it's next to nothing. This is not what I think. It's what they think.
Yeah. What did your sister say?
Well, it's kind of like, well, this Ross was the best option my sister had, so, like, my parents had no choice but to, like, support her on that. My sister, like, she went to got her MBA. Now she's just, like, doing fine in London. That's all it is.
Wait, did you ask her about you changing major to kines?
No, I didn't ask her, but I asked some other people. Because, like, my sister's, like, far away, so it's hard to, like, maintain strong contact with her. Yeah.
Wait, didn't you say you are also doing something with art? Like, design?
Oh.
What is that?
So on the topic of not being able to get a job, if you're watching this and you're a recruiter, you should please hire me. I do graphic design and lots of other sorts of design and UX design. But I just finished my art portfolio. It's like this whole, like, website, and I have all, like, the art I've done throughout my years on it. And I have, like, a little about page, and it's like, took me a really long time.
Wait, so your minor is UX design? I mean, you could just do that. Worst case.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's not even worst case. That's, like, something that I, like, actually want to do. But because it's such a new major, like, my parents don't even know what it is. So they're like, oh, UX, yeah, you should do AI, because they think UX and AI are the same thing. I'm like, okay, so this conversation is going to be so painful. That's all I got.
Gotcha.
What about you? Why don't you ever have this conversation with your parents when you decide to be a violin major?
First of all, like, physically, I was away from them, which means I don't really get that close interactions or like deep conversations about like this.
But they still like help pay for your college, right?
But the thing is, they liked music. Like growing up, they liked listening to classical music, blah blah blah. So I think they were fine me doing classical music.
But they didn't have the same sentiment of like, how are you gonna be employed in the future?
They think about it, but I don't know. They didn't really talk about it that much. They'll just throw out one or two like sentences about, oh yeah, well, how are we gonna find, and that's about it.
Oh, but like not expect an
conversation.
answer. They're just like, I know what you mean. Yeah,
like mid conversation, they'll just throw out like one or two sentences about that and like just move on. So I don't really talk to them. So
yeah, I mean, I don't really talk to my parents either. Like, definitely over the phone, there's very minimal contact. But yeah, I guess when I had to go home for like, 'cause my brother was home, so I guess it's different.
Also, I don't really talk to my dad anymore.
Why?
I don't know. My mom calls me, so I talk to my mom, but I never talk to my dad over the phone or text.
Yeah, I mean,
sometimes I do text.
Does he know what's going on with you?
I don't know. Probably not.
My dad only texts me for like logistical things, like for the car crash. He'll text me for that, but like, or like, oh, you're spending too much money, he'll text me for that. That's like it. That's just how dads are. There's a lot of dads, I think.
I don't know. My dad, he's doing his own stuff. I think he tried like texting me and calling me at some point, but I sometimes ignore him.
Why?
Like, it's stressful.
Why? Because you think he's gonna like interrogate you?
Yeah, talk about what are you gonna do? Like, it's the same thing that happened to you. So I sometimes ignore. Then after that, he kind of stopped.
I see. Yeah, I do that with my mom.
Oh, with your mom?
Well, when she calls me, I'm like, it's just like not the time and place for this phone call right now.
Yeah, so you just ignore.
It's not like a simple phone call. Like, there's a lot that goes behind a phone call with my parents. And I'll always be like, oh, I'll call you back later, but then like something else comes up or something.
Also, we have to touch on your first boxing match soon.
Dude, there's so many things going on. I keep forgetting.
And then we have to touch on
my new employment.
Getting hired. So
yeah. Well,
let's go with the boxing.
Real quick. I've been boxing for about a year now. So I went to nationals last year.
But you didn't fight.
But I didn't fight.
You didn't fight.
I didn't get any matchups. And this year I'm like, I trained over the summer at an MMA gym. I was like, okay, like, gotta get ready. And this year, for all the fights that we had, like, I put my name down for every single one, not thinking that I would get many matchups. And then yesterday, my friends on the boxing team were like, you guys are all, like, they texted in a group chat with me and some other boxers, like, you guys are all matched up for next Friday. And I'm like, oh my god, my cardio is not ready for a fight right now. But the person I'm fighting, she also has 0 fights, so that's fine. She's 145 pounds, from the Navy.
Oh, she's from the Navy.
So this should be interesting. But the thing is, I have to go all the way to Maryland next Friday for this fight.
Wait, so you didn't know about this fight until
yesterday night?
Oh, if you get a fight, you just fly out the next week.
Yeah, literally. That's how boxing works, is with like all these matchups. It's like you never know when someone's just gonna like show up and like want to fight you, so like you always have to be ready. Like if you put your name down, then you always have to be ready, basically. It's kind of stressful, but like I literally signed up for it, so it should be pretty exciting.
Wait, how many people are going to Maryland this time?
I think there are 5 people matched, 5 boxers matched up, and then we have our president and vice president going, and then some coaches. So less than 10.
Are you the only girl fighting?
The other girl on the another girl on the team also got a matchup, and she's been boxing even like a few months less than me, and so I'm like, don't be a bitch.
Like, what do you get after? Oh, like when you win?
It's just like your record, you got a 1 on your record, 1-0. So it's kind of fun, just for fun.
Oh, it's everything is just for fun. The boxing.
Yeah, it's not like I'm gonna go pro, but it's like good exercise. It's good motivation. I like the people. I like learning how to fight. So yeah. And then my last thing. Oh, my dad was like kept bringing up like
boxing.
He was like, why don't you just stop boxing if you can't be a CS major? Like, clearly you're distracted. Because you can't understand the concept of, like, enjoying something for fun and balancing your life. Yeah. It's like, oh, if this is taking away your time from something more important, then you should just stop doing that. But anyways, obviously I was like, no. And then I got, 2 weeks ago, I think, 2 weeks ago, in our last podcast, I just came back from an interview with Savas, and it was for bartender. But then 2 days ago, I like reached out because I hadn't heard back yet, and I'm like, you know what the status is. And half an hour after I sent that email, the manager for the servers emailed me and was like, there's not much room in this bartending schedule at the moment, but we have room in the serving schedule if you'd like to start there. And I'm like, yeah, I'd love to. Like, I responded really quickly. And then I haven't heard back yet. That was 2 days ago. But I'm not like that. I'm not like worried. Low-key though, I low-key have such trust issues. Like, Savas gave me trust issues because they responded so fast when I sent the follow-up. It's like, it's not like they didn't want me. It's that they just kind of like forgot or just like really slow. And I'm like, damn, I can't trust you. Like, what if you just sent me this email about how you want to onboard me as a server, but then like never respond again, you know? And like, I can't do that. And so like, I almost want to like go in person and be like, listen, just schedule me in. Like, just schedule me in. That's exciting. And apparently they make a lot of money. So
how many people do you know working in there?
Just one. My friend just got hired.
Wait, I thought Kaylin was in there.
Yeah, Kaylin.
Oh, she's the only one? Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about someone else.
I forgot you know Kaylin. But she was telling me how, like, you have to do 6 training sessions before you can work and get paid. And so yesterday was her last training session, and now, like, she can finally get paid. And like, they're really uptight about like how you look and stuff, and like, you gotta make sure you always look nice and tidy and everything.
What are their guidelines?
I don't know.
You don't know? I
don't think they have strict ones, but it's almost like socially implied. Like, the people who work there, like, they know what's up, and they know that everyone knows the expectations, even if it's not like explicitly stated, you know?
Gotcha. I think that was like a whole catch-up.
That was it. That was definitely it. I don't know what else there could be.
We can go into the topic now then.
I try to relay everything to the topic.
Yeah. That was basically like a catch-up.
Yeah, because now basically I'm like, I'm trying to follow my creative passions and like do all these like athletic things that like are very new concepts, and my ancestors would be like, what even are these things that you're doing? And I have to trust myself and trust that I'm doing what I enjoy and am good at, and despite what other people say.
I mean, if you think about the UX design, blah, 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 it's like a new industry, isn't it?
It's very new. And even like 3 years ago, or maybe 2 years ago, so my friend got an internship with Apple for UX design, but it was so new back then that she didn't even like she applied to be a software engineer at Apple, but after seeing what she had, they were like, you should try being this. And she was like, sure, but she didn't really know what it was, but they were just like, it's a new thing, like just try it out. And it's like, just like it's so recent that it became a big thing, which is like fun.
Yeah, the whole online thing, our parents' generation, they don't understand.
It's like, what is web design? You know, like I don't think they can really comprehend accessibility. You know what I mean?
What about white people? Do they usually do what their parents tell them to do? Because I know Asians, they usually just do whatever their parents tell them to do.
It's hard to say. I've met a lot of different, not even all Asians do what their parents want them to do. I think their parents have it's more common that their parents have stronger views of what they want their children to do. I have no idea what goes on in like anyone else's family. But I think more often than not, like, they are able to study things more about focused on their interests rather than for practicalities like money and stuff.
Let's say you're a parent.
Okay.
Like, how would you do differently?
I've thought about this.
Yeah.
Well, obviously I wouldn't make my children do anything that would make them really unhappy. Like, I think I don't want to continue in CS because I'm genuinely unhappy when I do it. And very little things in my life had made me like that unhappy. But also I need to find a balance of like, you are not going to be like a weaving major. Like, I'm not going to pay for you to do this, you know? And like something like, hopefully they developed, I just want them, they need to have hobbies growing up so that they can develop some things that they enjoy outside of a high school curriculum, because that's so bad for like tailoring someone's interests. And so a lot of people don't find out until like after college even. So yeah, hopefully they'll have something that they're good at and enjoy by the time they have to choose what they want to study.
Or you're gonna be a type of parent who would really go like be on top of like what your child is spending on and how they're using their time.
I think the way I'd want to integrate or ingrain into them like a good use of time management, because time is way more important than money, in my opinion. And how someone uses their time is very telling of like the type of person they are / will be. But money, hopefully, like we're not gonna be struggling. Like, I don't think, like, I'm pretty confident that I won't be in a struggling financial situation. Let's just put that at the baseline. And just naturally, like, if your children see you using money responsibly, then they will also mimic those.
Would you go on their bank account and see what they're spending on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh.
If they're like, especially if they're like still completely relying on me, of course I will be. Like seeing how they spend money and stuff. But once they get older and start making their own money, then that's none of my business. Obviously, if I still feel like they still need help managing their finances, then I'll parent in that sense. But if they're spending all their own money, that's their own money. So, you know, why? What would you do in all those situations?
Because.
So, how would you raise your child, make them study, and would you check their bank accounts?
Personally, my parents didn't check my bank accounts for some reason.
You just had a credit card?
Like debit card, that's the checking account.
Yeah, but like where'd the money from the checking account come from?
My parents.
Right, that's so interesting to me.
But they didn't check what I was spending on.
But they gave you like a set amount?
Yeah. Is that normal or is that normal?
Well, if they give you a set amount, then that makes more sense. But like, I had a credit card, so it's like there's technically no limit. So I think it makes more sense to check it more often to make sure I'm not like literally spending like, I don't know.
Oh, so you had your parents' credit card and you were using
Yeah.
that. Oh, okay.
Well, it's like
Yeah.
my credit card that they gave me
Yeah.
from their account.
I didn't have a credit card.
Yeah.
I only used like their credit card if I like actually had to purchase like I don't know, like, expensive things.
Mm-hmm.
How I would raise my child. I mean, of course, I would let them do what they want to do.
Whatever they wanted.
Yeah. I mean, these days, you can do whatever you want and make a living off of it.
Yeah, but it depends on what kind of living.
If you go online, you can do anything. That's how I see it.
It's true.
If you like Squishmallow, you can talk about Squishmallow online and you'll be fine. What do you think?
Yeah, but what about their achievements? Like what they have to show for themselves. That's like, oh, what do? I review Squishmallows on TikTok. Like, that's not impressive, you know? I understand how some people are very proud to say, like, oh, I have an engineering degree. I do this. I help the world in this way. I help move it forward in certain ways. And I understand that because I think that's another point my parents make as well.
I thought I'll just let them do whatever they want, but like the age of 1 to 7 or 1 to 10, I would actually like control them a lot before their brain like gets developed fully.
Your brain doesn't fully develop until you're like 25.
Like the critical period.
I don't know.
Something like that.
Maybe. I mean, obviously, when it's younger, it's way more malleable.
Yeah. So
what would you control them in?
Like basic habits, like good habits.
Manners.
Yeah.
Time.
Money. Just reading.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope so.
Just basic, the basic,
Reading, writing, eating, breathing, drinking water. I'm gonna make my child lift at the age of 3. No.
So after...
But I'll definitely be putting them in sports by the time they're 3, for sure.
No kind of sport?
Start out with something... Honestly, swimming's pretty good.
Swimming.
I think I'll start off teaching them how to swim, but I hope they don't end up becoming a swimmer. Because that's just painful. That's just pain. Inevitable pain throughout high school.
Let's say they start swimming for fun.
And they like it?
And then they like it and they tell you. Oh.
Well, then that's I'm okay with that too.
You're okay
but
with
it's
that.
like, I know that I like swimming, and it just like I liked swimming, but really I was placed into it at a really young age, and I was just like pretty good at it until I just like hated it. But I don't know. I'm definitely swimming is just it's a good thing to start with because 1, it's a practical skill, and 2, it's like a little being in water is very non-abrasive. Like it's a very nice environment. And for baby bones, you don't want to be having them like be hitting the ground and stuff all the time. But then I want them to get into combat sports. Like I don't need my child to fight. Yeah.
Like let's say you have a guy and a girl. For a girl, swim.
Well, they're both doing the same thing.
Oh, you're just gonna let
the girl fight too? They're both boxing. Yeah.
Kai box too.
Yeah, well, I think it's a little scarier to let your son fight because he's going to be hit a lot harder than the girl, so. Yeah.
What about he goes into boxing and then he's like, oh, I'm going to be a professional fighter. What do you think?
Well, I'll be the judge of that. If I think you're good enough, if people think you're good enough, then go for it. Like, that'd be pretty cool. Got to get on, like, go to all these fights and stuff.
Will you be fine?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I think I'm not going to let you be a pro fighter and not go to school. Like, you're still going to get your education.
Well, I heard that fighting is, like, hard unless you're, like, the top. Something.
Yeah, it is really hard. That's why he's got to have a backup.
Let's say they want to go into like a professional like boxing career, right? Like how do they usually get themselves into that industry? So they just usually just go to college, and if they're good, they just drop out or something. Or do they just go straight to boxing?
Well, a lot of pro fighters, they don't start in college. Like, college fighters aren't really fighters because it's really hard to be a student and a fighter at the same time. Like, what I'm doing is I'm being a student and I go box for fun. But like my friends I met in Italy, like a few of them are really set on being pro. And so they find one coach they really like, and they travel all over the world to find really good coaches and really good athletes to train with. And they just spend like morning and night in the gym. And like, just it's like all you think about. And there's no like UFC. That's like peak combat sports. That's so hard to get to.
Yeah.
And even my friends admitted, like, one of them was like, that's not even a goal for me. Like, I know I'm not going to make it there, but I'd like to be somewhere close. I'm like, okay. I don't know. People who want to do that is crazy. They're crazy to me.
Let's say you tell your dad, oh, I want to be a pro boxer. What would he say?
He's going to be like, you've lost your mind. You've officially lost your mind.
What about your mom?
My mom would just be like, oh my god, no, you're gonna get hurt. Would you let your kid be one, a fighter, and two, a pro fighter?
I mean, if he's happy.
Really?
Yeah.
So, but like, you wouldn't put them in there? Like, so, are you gonna put your kid in sports?
Probably, but not boxing though.
Right, but like, would you decide for them, or would you like when they're 3 be like, what sport do you want to do?
I think usually just have them sign up to like bunch of just random sport classes, and then they'll know, oh, I like this one, I'll do that one then. That's
kind of fun. It's like, oh, what kind of child do I have? I really hope I get like a child that's really good at boxing.
Wait, what kind of boxing? With like the gloves, or with there's the MMA thing? Yeah.
Well, I think I'd want them to do boxing first because it's like have a good foundational skill, because MMA is a combination of all of them. But you have to have like at least one really good specialization, I think.
What about powerlifting?
Dude, if they want to powerlift when they're older, that's fine. Sorry. But like, I don't know, being a powerlifter like at the ripe age of like from like as an adolescent is weird to me, because a little weird because like a lot of powerlifters peak when they're 25, 30, something like that.
Wait.
It's like that's like and lifting when you're younger isn't necessarily that good because like it messes with your growth and stuff. Yeah. And powerlifting's not like a very athletic sport. Like, you just pick things up. You're not, like, moving around all the time, like, cardio and stuff. And I think that's way more important as a child.
Well, are you still thinking about going back to powerlifting?
Yeah, maybe in the future. I don't know. I don't have any expectations. But I know, that's the thing, like, powerlifting's always there. Like, I know I can always go back to it if I wanted to. And now that I also know, like, I'm pretty good at it, it's like, I don't know. No pressure. But with boxing, I always find that my time is limited with like college team, certain coaches, all this stuff. My joints.
Gotcha.
Anyways, I'm kind of done.
Yeah.
Spilled all the beans for this week.
Yeah. Wait, when did we start?
Like an hour ago.
Should we touch on the relationship topic?
About what?
I don't know. I always like end it with relationship.
I don't know. You asked me the question then. Because I don't know what kind of topic you're talking about. I low-key kind of want to get a tattoo right now.
Oh, yeah, tattoo.
Wait, I might have to go. Wait,
who's the girl that's getting the tattoo?
Izzy, my roommate.
Oh, the girl that I met.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha. What is she getting?
A star. Just a small star.
Where?
I think like on, the usual.
Where are you getting it if you were gonna get it?
Well, I already have a smiley face, so I kind of just want to get like a bunch around here, maybe. Like get them up.
So when is she leaving?
She's leaving at 5, but low-key I might not because I have to schedule tattoo. Oh, she already left. Never mind.
Let's end it with
tattoo.
You want a tattoo?
Okay. Sorry. You can continue now.
Gotcha. Biggest ick in a guy. It's like a trend for some reason. I see it on TikTok a lot.
I gotta think about this one.
Well, someone said when they can't fix something.
I mean, kind of true.
Fixing a tire.
Yeah, but also like I can't fix a tire.
Well, let's say you got in a car crash with, I don't know, someone, and the guy's like panicking.
Well, they can't be panicking too much.
Yeah,
so you gotta stay calm most of the time. A guy that like whines.
Oh.
That like complains.
Oh.
Like, how do I describe this? Instead of handling a situation and like thinking of it more like with a straight head, with like, because I think the girls are usually the ones that like freak out a little bit more. But if the guys out here like complaining, like whining, like kind of like acting like, oh, what are you gonna do? Then it's over. Okay. What are you gonna do?
Okay. I like that.
What about you? Icking a girl? Oh my god, I feel like you're about to say something so controversial.
No, usually just having a lot of guy friends, that's an ick.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. But is it an ick or is it just like a red flag? Because I think those are two different things.
Yeah, that's kind of true. Ick. If they smell bad.
Yeah. That's not. Yeah. Like, that's a classic. But, like, I don't know many girls that...
But girls...
many girls that smell bad?
Yeah. All the product that they use, there's certain scents in that product, so it smells good anyways.
Yeah, that's true.
So it's hard to smell bad as a girl.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Unless the girl is, like, really, I don't know, like, really unique, she's probably gonna smell at least not... Because also, like, a lot of girls don't get body odor like guys do. And I literally don't get body odor because I'm Asian.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
It's impossible for me to smell bad.
But what about guys who smells bad?
Yeah, it's tough. It's really tough.
Have you seen anyone?
No.
If you're boxing, they're always like
sweaty. Oh yeah, well boxing, yeah, dude, boxing is a whole nother level of like the ring at the end of practice, it turns into a slip and slide. But it's not like, it's because they drink so much water and they're like healthy. It's not because they stink because they don't take care of themselves. Yeah. But yeah, dude, the guys at boxing, like, I mean, my stuff smells bad too, so, it's not that big of a deal. I mean, like, B.O. Like, you've been sitting in your room for, like, days, and, like, it's just that smell of, like, the hair oil, Yeah. And, like, I hate stinky breath, too. Like, I don't know. Chapped lips. I can't do chapped lips, either.
Gotcha. Then let's end it with something good. What's the opposite of ick, then?
When they smell good, when they handle situations well, when they stay calm. Literally opposite.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I think, I like a nice, stable guy,
Engineering?
No, nah.
They're very stable.
They can be an engineer. Well, they're stable because they're emotionally stunned. I mean, like, a guy who's, like, knows his emotions and can handle them well, not some guy that just doesn't know that he has emotions. There's a distinction there.
How do you find those people?
Well, the best way to find people you get along with is just do your hobbies and meet people that like to do the same things as you, I would say, right? Right?
Wait, have you ever met a guy who has anger issues?
Yeah. Literally half the boxing team.
Yeah, actually.
I mean, like, boxing gets me angry too, so I think that's more of like a psychological thing when you're like literally fighting someone. I notice I'm a lot more sensitive emotionally when I fight, and the guys, but I'll never really like get angry in the ring. But I know guys who like they'll get hit really hard and then just like start like going crazy. Like they no longer box, they're just like brawling in the ring. Like it happens almost every practice. I think last time we have a big guy, our biggest guy, he's like 220, 6'4" or something, and he was sparring one of the 150 guys, who's like 6 feet, and the smaller guy got like a good hook on the big guy, and he got so mad he just like started using all his full power and like started swinging, and the coach noticed and got really upset because like that's how people get hurt. Like you shouldn't be fighting someone that's 70 pounds heavier than you, but like you're supposed to be able to control yourself.
Do they have anger issues? But it should be the opposite, isn't it? For boxers, unless you're fighting someone in the ring, you don't like use any of your physical violence outside of that.
Right. Outside of the ring?
Yeah. Isn't it a thing? It's like if you use thing, you get like disqualified, blah, blah, blah.
Something, I mean, it would look bad. Like, are you saying like on campus if like the boxing team got into a fight on like a street fight or something? Yeah, for sure. That would look bad. But I don't know anyone like outside of a boxing context that has anger issues, because that's like scary.
Do you like it though?
Anger issues?
Just a little in the ring. Just in the ring.
Yeah, I think it's a good backup plan. I think like, if all else fails, like instead of boxing the girl, you can just fight the girl. Like that's what they say. Like at a certain point, you have to just start fighting her. If like, I don't know.
Do you have anger issues?
No, I'm pretty calm. Like it's really hard for me to get angry.
I mean, unless you actually get to know the person, you don't know if they have anger issues or not these days.
Well, but yeah, but if they're anger issues, usually they're issues that like they'll let them slip out. I can see how like I don't know. I can see.
Because I don't see
anger issues are such like it's such an obvious what do you call it? Like if someone's having an angry outburst, like you can tell, like it's happening right in front of you. It's not like they got like a deep dark secret. It's like, oh, the guy has anger issues because he's angry right now. I don't know. So that's what I think.
Gotcha. Should we end it?
Yeah. Dude, after all of these, I'm always so brain dead because I just like spill.
Yeah, just talk.
And also, like, you don't say. You ask so many questions, or you ask the questions, and then it's like all you do is edit, do podcasts. So it's like, what are you gonna say?
You wanna ask more questions?
Yeah, we'll do it next time. We'll practice more questions.
Wait, are you the type to ask questions or are you the type to
I love talking about myself, but like talking about myself for a whole hour is not okay. Like it has to be an equal situation.
Gotcha.
I don't like when things are uneven.
Because I think I know how to like ask questions, but whenever the other person asking me questions, I usually
you suck at answering,
right?
Which is why you need to practice.
Yeah, I usually just answer with like a few sentences.
Exactly, and you're like, I don't know, but that's just I don't know.
Yeah, next time.
Because you can't just rely on everyone else for your content. You gotta have your own.
That's true. Next time we're gonna change up.
Okay. I'm so ready.
You throw me questions.
I'll come up with a theme.
Yeah, because I never had someone else like just throw me questions. It's me always asking.
Well, we're switching it up.
Okay. Anyway, thank you guys for watching / listening. I'll see you guys in the next
Bye-bye.
video.